Ooh, I have another story. I was with one member, yes, at this place that has a lot of long lines. And no, it's not this to her, but... And I was standing in line with her. I didn't mention this to her, but... people in front of us in the line. And they were in line. I think it was like 2 girls and 2 dudes. And they were standing in line. I think it was like 2 girls and 2 dudes. And like, while we were waiting, I think one of the girls, she dropped something, like a piece of paper. I think it was like it was a really important piece of paper too. It was like, I saw it. I was like, oh, it dropped on the floor. I went down. I picked it up from dirty floor. Yes. And I give it to her. And like, here you go. And she just takes it and turns her back against me. I was this close to being like, a thank you would have been nice. Like, a thank you or just even like a bow or something. I was just like, oh, I should have not picked it up. I don't know. カチーンとちょっと来たよね。久しぶりに。I was like, I have not experienced that in like a long time. She just picks it up, turns her back against me, and continues conversing with her friends. And I'm just like... I was like... I wanted to do a German suplex on her. I'm like... I bent down and picked it up from the floor. Like, you don't do it for the thanks. Obviously, you do it because you're like, oh no, they're gonna, you know, they're you know, it's their item. They're gonna have a hard time if they lose it, right? You don't do it for the thanks. But the fact that, like, it wasn't not about nothing was just like... It made me go, oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. It's just common courtesy, you know? It's like, did your parents not teach you to say thank you when someone does something, you know? At the end of the day, when I went back home, I called my mom and I was like, Mommy, let me tell you about this episode. Mommy, I'm so angry. I just want to remind you guys, if someone does something for you, it's just one word, just thanks, you know? And like, I've had like situations where, like, you know, I hold the door for somebody and they don't say anything. I've had that happen. And I don't know why, I don't get as upset about that. Giving it to her and she looks at me and she just turns away was that like, I don't know, something about that just made me flare up. Like, it didn't even have to be a thank you. It could have just been like a slight bow, you know? Because I bent down for it. I saved her day, honestly. If there was a slight nod, I would have been okay with it. I've been like, yay. I'm glad I helped somebody. What paper was it? It was a ticket. It was a ticket for her to actually get inside the place she was lining up for. If it was finally her turn and she didn't have that ticket, she would have lined up there for nothing. Yes. And it's also a ticket that, like, if not just for that, it was like for like a lot of other things too. It's like a ticket for like multiple things. If I could have seen the future, I would have just not bent down. That's how salty I am. That's how salty I am. I'm so angry. I'm forever holding this grudge. I know. I'm just very salty.